Jurassic World Evolution 3 has been out for under a week and there's already over 600 items on the workshop. There's a lot of incredible stuff and some slightly weird stuff, but all in all it looks like it's going to be a massive success for the game. However, 600 is a lot to browse through, so in this series I'm going to highlight the very best items the workshop has to offer on a weekly basis, and all you have to do is plug in the code you'll see on your screen into this box right here. Make sure you include the dashes and that'll take you to the item page. From there you can click install and you're good to go. We're doing a bumper size episode this week since there's so much to check out, and I've tried to highlight some slightly deeper dive stuff primarily, so no evolution squared because she's all over the front page anyway, for good reason. Let's check it out. First up, we've got this incredible train station by Kokushiro with a European aesthetic main building, 2 bus terminals, and of course the train itself, a double-ended one that sits on the tracks that you could then easily extend further into your park if you wanted to. Of course the train itself isn't going to go anywhere, it doesn't function, but it does work as a working arrival point and a really cool way to funnel your guests into your park. Understandably, a lot of the builds on the workshop are inspired by the wider Jurassic franchise, and we're going to see a few different ones today, like this Velociraptor paddock by Zhao. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with a cow feeder. We live in hope and one day that'll happen for us. But until then, we've got some really cool thematic builds like this one. It looks especially good at night as well, just like myself. Now that was really cool, but this is kind of a whole other ball game. The Jurassic World era Raptor paddock by Steamblust is basically as good as it gets. Screen accurate to a fault. This is exactly what the workshop is really for. Who's going to sit and make this themselves? Crazy people. Now you've got it ready and accessible, and your Jurassic World accurate builds just got a whole lot more accurate, and you don't have to lift a finger. Fantastic. It's not just these big builds that matter for a really cool park though. Things like this really well made utility gate by Taters are a really good way to split a park between your staff or guest sections. It's really well constructed, the theming is on point, and I feel like I can see like an army sergeant standing on top telling his soldiers to gun down the people trying to escape the zombie infested city. I've got Resident Evil in my head. It's my vibe. It's completely my vibe. It looks really good. But possibly my favourite build we're going to see today is actually this small dinosaur aviary by Charlie X Gaming. It fits really snugly onto your path. You should put down your path first unless you're a dummy like me. And really beautifully resembles a modern zoo exhibit. It's very much the kind of thing you would see in a zoo today. And yes, it works. Your dinosaurs can live inside it. You'll see a small gaggle of oviraptors wandering around in mine, but any of the tiny dinosaurs would be more than suitable. You're going to want to be in sandbox mode of course, but still, really beautiful build. Now there's not too much for lagoons yet, they're still a little bit limited, but I like these lagoon fences from Kelp Farmer. They're perfectly heighted so you can plonk them down in the middle of your lagoon, put them in the deepest bit first and then duplicate across from there, and they'll actually work as a boundary, keeping your aquatics apart from each other and stopping anyone from becoming fish food. Lagoons are pretty huge and unwieldy at the best of times, so this is a really good way to make them more efficient. The Ammonite Hotel by Dave is loosely based on a famous Singaporean hotel, and it is a stunner. I scripted that as S-T-U-N-N-A because, well, I'm northern. This multi-tier hotel comes complete with garden balconies, a variety of different rooms, some with shut curtains, some without, a light-up circular fountain, it's got a restaurant sort of shebang, and even better, it looks exceptional at night time when all the lights come on. This is going to fit so well into so many parks, any parks that have got a bit of glitz and glam to them, and it must have taken ages. And now it can be yours, instantly, for the low price of typing some stuff into a search bar. A lot of what we've seen today has been pretty first, utility second, though the hotel, for example, does function as a hotel. But this is all utility, baby. This 4-in-1 guest building from Mick Chips, great name, contains a large drink shop, a large food shop, and a large shop, as well as a guest bathroom, all contained within a Jurassic World style building and designed to fit onto an existing grid. Super helpful, space efficient, and well designed. Perfect. Now, my plan was very much not to feature super well-known creators, but I'm making an exception for Rudy Rencamel's Raptor in the Kitchen viewing gallery because it's so cool. The kitchen scene from Jurassic Park brought to life via a viewing gallery attachment and with collision organised so your raptors will actually walk through the scene in front of you. Awesome. You will need to plan your exhibit so the raptors have a reason to cross from one side to the other, as in my beautiful example right here. But it's worth it, and it's a really clever way to do interior buildings. I should also say make sure you're doing this at night time or it just won't work. The lights don't come on otherwise. Most of what I've shown is from other random human people, but Frontier themselves have some people, or at least somebody, dedicated to adding more post-launch workshop content, including this very cool alternate marketplace, turning it into an open-air auction house that you can walk through and explore. Guests won't walk through automatically, you'll need to give them a good reason, but it's a really cool concept and it's one of the very few marketplace variants on the market. Earlier on, we had a train arrival point, but what if you're a monster and hate the train? Well, you shouldn't, because trains are great. But if you are a monster and you prefer the buses are the worst, then this Jurassic Park bus arrival point by No Community is perfect. With a beautiful JP-themed terminal and lots of buses, surprisingly. It acts as an arrival point, which means you can only have one of them, Frontier please fix, but it will fit perfectly into your Jurassic Park themed builds. Our smallest build today, but honestly one of the very most useful, this security bag check for your park entrance by Mrs. T-Rex is the sort of blueprint that could fit into every single sandbox build out there. It's all well and good having the franchise stuff and the crusty crab as I've seen someone build, but if you're trying to build a convincing, realistic park, this is the kind of build you're going to come to love, and Mrs. T-Rex is one of the very best out there at providing them. Our penultimate item is another cool nod to the franchise. It's the High Hide from the Lost World, made by Ramblin' Boy 84. Those boys, they're always rambling. The trees in the game don't necessarily feel perfect for this at times. The people yearn for Big Tree, as we always do, but it's a fun little build on something that probably isn't going to get that much attention all told. I can see this being a really good addition to like a security station sort of thing, or of course if you're building the Lost World itself, you're building Isla Sorna, ideal. Finally, well, yeah, Mr. DNA statue, big, does what it says on the tin. We already have a Mr. DNA statue in the game, but boy, it does not look like this. Towering over your entire park, observing his domain, choosing who will live or die, this gigantic Mr. DNA is a perfect centerpiece to a park. I could also see it as maybe like a billboard on a road kind of thing, kind of luring people to the park, which is something you would very much do. Or you could just use it to incite feverish nightmares in your guests, whichever you'd prefer really. Anyway, that's it for today, though by the time I upload this video, I'm convinced there'll be another 1,000 things to take a look at. People have really taken to the workshop so far, and I'd love to see more filtering and search options because it can get a little bit unwieldy at the moment. It's not easy to find new cool stuff. Maybe an option for more items per page or something at least. But suffice to say, it's off to a great start. Let me know what was your favourite of today. Tell me about that in the comments down below. Go give these a download. Remember to upvote, the ones that you like the most. And thank you very much for joining me. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye.
Road.